Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I am Rebecca Bhattacharya and I will be continuing with my deep learning playlist. So in this lecture I am going to tell you about the break and continue statements in Python. That these statements actually work with the for loop and the while loop that I have already discussed with you in my previous lecture. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So let's start with the first topic, that is the break statement. Now what is the break statement? Break statement actually helps to terminate the for loop or the while loop once the condition of the program is satisfied. Now what does it mean? So let's take an example where we will give a number to the system and it will reduce the number by 1, and when the number will be equal to 2 it will terminate the loop. So let me write the code first. So let me take a variable as n and is equal to 5. So I have initialized the number as or the variable n equal to 5. Then let me write the while loop as while n greater than 0, n equal to n minus 1. So it is actually decrementing the number by 1. Okay, so now I will write the if statement as if n equal to 2. So it will check the condition, that is whether n equal to 2, and if n equal to 2 it will break the loop. That is, I will write here break statement. Then here I will write as print n, and then here I will write as loop ended. So let me run this first. So you can see here that it is giving the 4, 3 and loop ended. This is the output. So how it is the output? So see here, that is the variable 5, the variable n is storing the value 5 here. Now it is checking whether 5 is greater than 0. Since it is greater than 0, it is decrementing it by 1. So it is becoming 4. And it is checking that whether 4 is equal to 2. No, it is not equal to 2, so it is printing the value, that is 4 here. So print n is actually printing the current value of the variable n. So it is printing 4 here. Now it is again going to the top of the while loop. It is checking whether 4 is greater than 0. So yes, it is greater than 0. It is again decrementing 8 by 1. So it is becoming 3. Now here 3 equal to 2. No, it is not equal to 2, so it is again printing here as 3. Again it is going to the top of the while loop here. So it is checking here whether 3 is greater than 0. So yes, 3 is greater than 0. It is decrementing it again by 1. So it is becoming 2 in this statement, and it is checking here, that is whether 2 is equal to 2. Since here if in this if statement 2 is becoming equal to 2, so it is executing the next statement, that is the break. That is, it is actually coming out of the while loop without again going to the top of the while loop and checking whether 2 is greater than 0 and again decrementing it by 1. So it is breaking, it is coming out of the while loop, and after coming out of the while loop it is printing the last statement, that is loop ended. So this is actually the functionality of the while loop. So you can see here or the break statement, that is break statement actually helps us to terminate the while loop at our own choice. So this if statement, we are mentioning a condition here, and we are just coming out of the loop by mentioning this condition. So even if the condition remains true for the while loop, it will come out of the loop. So as in this case you can see here that in this case 2, it is not printing here, although 2 is greater than 0, and it is in decrementing it by 1. It will not get printed in this print statement. So this break statement actually helps us to come out of the while loop or the for loop at our own decision. Now let me add one cell. Now what is the continuous statement? Now the continuous statement actually helps to take the control to the top of the loop without executing the rest of the statements inside the loop. Now the break statement actually helps us. I've told you that it will help us to come out of the loop, but the continuous statement will not come out of the loop. It will not execute the remaining part of the loop after the continuous statement, and instead of it will just take the control to the top of the loop. So let me show this to you with an example. Suppose I write here as while true. So this is actually a boolean function. True here is the boolean function. So let me take a variable as name. Input what is your name? Now if name not equal to Rebecca, then continue. So here I am giving the continuous statement, and then I will write here as uname. So this uname will actually store the username of the user. So actually I am taking the name, username and password of the particular user, and I am checking the username and password and the name according to the conditions of the while loop. So input, here I have to give an inverted so input hello, what is your username? So it is asking the user as what is your username. So the user has to give the username as the input. Now if uname is equal to flower, then I will write here as break, else I will write here as continue, then I will write here as print accepted. So let me run this code first. So else continue. So yes, so what is your name? So it is asking for my name. Suppose I am giving here as Jennifer, suppose. So you can see here that since Jennifer is not equal to Rebecca, it is if name not equal to Rebecca, then it will again, so it is executing this continuous statement. Why? So it is again taking the control to the top of the loop, and it is again writing this wanting the input from the user as what is your name. So this is actually due to the continuous statement that is after the if statement that I have given here. So since Jennifer is not equal to Rebecca, so it is again taking the control of the loop to this statement, and it is asking again for the name. So suppose now I give the name as Rebecca. Now you can see here that although I have given Rebecca here, but it is not accepting it, and it is again taking the control to the top of the while loop. Why it is so? This is because you can see that I have given the name here as capital R, and in my input I have written here as small r. So remember that this part is actually case sensitive. So when you are enclosing any string within a double quote or a single quotes, so that part actually becomes case sensitive. So I have to actually write here as Rebecca. Now you can see here that it is now asking for my username. So it is now executing this statement. So suppose I am writing the username as Rose. Now why it is again asking for my names? I have written here Rose. Now you can see here that since Rose is not equal to flower, so it is not executing this if statement. It is directly going to this else statement, and it is getting a continuous statement here. So when it is getting a continuous statement here, it is again taking the control to the top of the loop, that is this portion while true. So it is again asking for my name. Since this username, that is Rose, is not correct, so this is actually the Rose is not equal to flower, so this is again actually taking the control to the top of the loop. So now let me write here as Rebecca, and now let me give the correct username now, flower. So you can see here that it is giving the output as accepted. So since the username that I have entered here, that is flower, is equal to flower, so it is executing this statement now, that is the break statement, and it is coming out of the while loop, and it is printing the final message, that is accepted. So this is actually the functionality of the break and the continuous statements in Python. So the break statement in a nutshell actually helps the Python interpreter to break the to come out of the loop. Actually it allows the Python interpreter to come out of the loop and to execute the remaining part of the statement that is outside the loop, whether it is a for loop or the while loop. And the continuous statement actually allows the Python interpreter to ignore the remaining part of the statement that is there inside the loop, and to take the control of the loop to the at the top of the loop. So this is actually the basic difference of the break and continuous statements in Python. I will give this file in my GitHub repository, so if you want to practice it, you can download it from that repository. I will give the link to that repository in my description box, so you will get the link from the description below. In my next lecture I will be continuing with this Python practical examples, and so that's all for this lecture. See you in my next video. Thank you.